This will be the 4th yoga class, and I've just taught a meditation class, and I did a gong bath. No, 3 yoga classes, gong bath and meditation. Yeah. It's much more intense doing it through online than actually doing it in person. I'm just so grateful we've got these platforms that we can still stay connected with you guys. So that's wonderful. Okay, I believe it's gone 6:30. So, welcome yogis. Thank you for joining me tonight with MoreYoga live streaming through YouTube. Hope you can see me. I might have put this a little bit too high. There we go. Right. So for tonight's Forrest yoga class, you'll just probably need, well, you don't need anything but yourself, but it is handy if you do have some props, especially if we're going to be in quarantine for a few weeks. It would be handy possibly to get yourself a block or 2. I don't think they're too expensive. You can order them somewhere, and maybe even a strap. Yeah, but otherwise you can just, make things from your home objects. Books, rolled up blankets, mats, something like that. Okay, so if you have a block or a rolled up blanket, make a little roll. This is Forrest after all. We use rolls traditionally, but we usually use blocks for the abs, but rolls is actually more kinder. So if you do have a blanket, please grab yourself a blanket, roll it up so it's nice and dense, and place it underneath you. Sit on the roll. And then relax your hands onto your knees. Have your palms facing up or your palms facing down. And close your eyes. Take a deep breath in by the nose. And open the mouth. Exhale. Again. Take a deep breath in by the nose. And by the mouth, exhale. One more like that. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose, using your throat. Make that lovely oceanic sound. Connect to your breath. And use this chance to let go of whatever's been happening in your day. Maybe you've had a very hectic day. All of us teachers might be having quite hectic days because we're learning all of these new platforms. So I've been having a lot of teachers practice my classes over the last week. And they've been practicing more because now we get a chance to take each other's classes because we're not, all teaching at the same time. So we've had to learn lots of different platforms. I've learned Zoom, FitGrid, Facebook Live, and now tonight is the first time I'm learning this platform. So it's really interesting to teach without seeing anybody on the screen, but I connect to you. I can connect to you. All right, so I can feel you. I know who's in class. Just joking. I don't know, but I think I have a feeling who's in class. So welcome, welcome. All right, everybody, let's just come back to the breath. So in these times, especially, when we're having to adapt so, quickly to whatever has been happening, sometimes it's almost too quickly. Things move so fast that we can't keep up. And then if we cannot keep up, we start to feel perhaps a little bit left behind. Just keep your breath nice and strong. But I urge you in these times not to judge yourself. And some days you might wake up and you feel like you can't really do much for the day. Like you don't even want to leave your bed. Or you make it as far as the living room and you lie down on the couch and that's as far as you get. Don't berate yourself. It's okay. Tomorrow you'll wake up and you'll have more energy. And that really is the theme for tonight's class. Continue to breathe. If you feel like your mind is, floating around, or flighty or flitty, or you can't really connect to the words or being in the moment now, just take a nice deep breath, center. Feel down into the sitting bones as you exhale. Just land, just arrive here. Breathe. Draw your shoulders up to your ears. Take your shoulders back and draw them down. Feel down into the sitting bones. Lift and lengthen through the crown. And remember, one day this will all be a distant memory. And you will wake up on a normal Sunday, morning with a long list of things to do, places to go, and people to see. And it will be busy. It will be busy and noisy everywhere. And your soul will crave the quiet of the quarantine days. We're always, when we're in a place, sometimes we're thinking we want to be somewhere else. And then we get to that place. Then we're thinking, hey, but we want to be back where we were when we were thinking that we want to be there. And I know we all feel this because we are all part of each other. On a collective, we feel the same. We feel the same emotions. We feel it, whether we admit it or not. So while you can, my friend, take it slow and be excessively gentle with yourself. An excerpt from The Blessing for One Who is Exhausted by John Donahue. I'm going to read for you. Take refuge in your senses. Open up to all the small miracles you rush through. Become inclined to watch the way of the rain. And when it falls slow and free, imitate the habit of twilight taking time to open the well of color that fostered the brightness of day. Draw alongside the silence of stone until its calmness can claim you. Be excessively gentle with yourself. I found that on a friend of mine's page and I thought, wow, it really, really resonates with what's going on. Allow your hands to intuitively go and lay your hands down anywhere on your body where you feel you need a little bit of TLC, a little bit of energy. And we will practice the Shivananda breath into that spot. The Shivananda breath, and don't do it right yet, just listen. Shivananda breath is to breathe for as long as you can, to hold the breath for as long as you can, and to exhale until you're completely empty. So in the next few seconds, your hands will go to an area and it will be intuitive. It could be a physical ailment. Maybe you have a pain in your back or your neck, or maybe you have a pain in your ankle. It could be a joint pain, a muscular pain, or it could be deeper than that. It could be an emotional pain. Maybe you feel like there's a little bit of sorrow. Maybe there is a little bit of frustration. Maybe there's a little bit of anger. Maybe there's a little bit of giddiness, whatever the emotion. Wherever it sits in your body, let your hands go there. Maybe it is beyond emotional and physical. Maybe it's a mental strain. Maybe your brain feels so full. All the worries. Maybe it is beyond and you just don't know where to put your hands, and that's okay too. Be excessively gentle with yourself. Your hands go to that area and we'll take a few deep breaths, holding the breath and exhaling until we're empty. So first open your mouth, exhale fully through your mouth. Now start to inhale deeply through your nose, deeply into your spot. Hold the breath. When you're holding the breath, you can place the Jalandhar Bandha, the throat lock, on. You can hold the Mula Bandha, so you're containing the energy within. Holding the breath for as long as what is comfortable. When you need to exhale, lift your chin, exhale fully through the nose, releasing the locks. And then again, deep breath into your spot. Hold the breath, chin down, squeeze, Mula Bandha, Jalandhar Bandha, holding the breath. Holding the breath into your spot as long as you can hold it. You're holding it until it feels interesting. You're not holding it until it feels uncomfortable. When you cannot hold the breath anymore, then lift your chin, release the Mula Bandha and exhale fully through your nose. Again, take a deep breath into your spot. Apply the seals, chin down, Mula. While you're holding the breath, let it swirl around and just dissipating and dissolving any tension and stuckness that you feel into that spot. Dissolving and breaking free, spaciousness in your spot, fluidity, adaptability, and grace. Exhale, releasing. Take 2 more Shivananda breaths. Deep into your spot. Hold the breath. Apply the seals. Keep your face relaxed. Keep your shoulders relaxed. You're not holding anywhere in the body like a tension hold. You're just holding the breath in your spot, allowing the work to be done, the swirling, the softening. When you need to exhale, release the seals, exhale fully. Do 1 more Shivananda breath into your spot. Hold the breath. Exhale. Gently release your hands back onto your knees. Return to Ujjayi breath. And open your eyes. Okay, so if you are on a rolled up blanket, you can take that away and just bring yourself into a Baddha Konasana position. Bring the soles of your feet together. Spread your toes wide. If Baddha Konasana is not comfortable for you and your hips feel a bit, strained, you can sit in a regular cross-leg position, if that's better for you. Or if you have rolled up blankets or blocks, you can place them underneath the sides of your legs. Just please note, if anybody is dealing with any injuries like knee injuries, you might take a precaution by just having your legs straight. Any kinds of injuries, I'm sure you've discussed with somebody, maybe your teacher, or maybe, because I haven't been around for 2 months. I was away in South Africa and Namibia. I only got back like 10 days ago, so I've not had a chance to see you guys yet. So if you've had any new injuries since the last time I saw you, hopefully you've gotten some good alterations from your teacher. But always remember, when you're practicing like this at home and there's no experienced teacher with you, you are your own teacher. So ultimately, you know inside when something doesn't feel good, then you're not going to do it. Okay, right. So we're in this Baddha Konasana position, or cross legs. And then from here, just bring your left hand to the side. Interesting. Okay, Bring your left hand to the side. So you want to have your, and I'm hoping that this is the correct way, that I am mirroring you. Because in the screen, it shows my left side, so maybe it is. Alright, so your left hand is to the side. Your elbow is bent. On your next inhale, raise your right arm up. And as you exhale, wrap your shoulder and relax your neck. So you are breathing into the neck, into the shoulder. So draw your shoulder away from your ear. Stay here. And while you're in this position, don't worry about what I'm doing. You're in your position. You've got your left elbow bent. You've got your left shoulder away from your ear. You've got your right arm wrapped over your shoulder and your neck relaxed. So stay here. And if you want to, you can close your eyes even. So usually when I teach, I mirror. I always mirror. So when you guys are doing your left side, I'll be doing my right side, because to you it will look like I'm doing my left side. So that's the best way I find to teach. So right now I am mirroring by doing my right side. So I'm hoping it's showing left side in the mirror in the computer. Alright, if not, hey, it's just something I'll change next time I teach. Okay, so on your next inhale, your top arm is going to float down towards the side. Fingers touch the floor. The torso comes back to center. The left hand cradles the side of your face and prop your head back to the top. Other side. Bring your right hand to the side, bend your right elbow. Inhale, raise your left arm up. Exhale, wrap the shoulder. Relax your neck. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. So why are we working with relaxing the neck? So this is one of the Forrest yoga basic moves. It's very important how much tension we hold, how much stress we hold in our neck and our shoulders. We hold the day-to-day tension in our neck and our shoulders, our anticipation of something that is not really here. Because when we anticipate something, we're not living in the present. We're living in the future, which is pointless really, because only thing that matters is right here, right now. So just notice in yourself, in your body, if you always have stiff neck and shoulders, come back to now. Come back to the present. Why are you in the future? There's nothing for you there. Only when you're there, it's there. Be here, right now. Connect to your breath. Soften. Soften in the neck. On your next inhale, the top arm floats down to the side. The bottom hand cradles your face, your side of your face, and prop your head back to the top. And then take the outsides of your legs, your knees, and bring your knees together. Ha! Okay, so please, for those of you that are pregnant, I mean, I don't know if anybody's pregnant because I haven't actually spoken to any of you, but when we're doing abdominal work in Forrest, we do that right in the beginning so we can connect to Manipura chakra, which is the source of fire, assimilation of life experiences, digestive fire, how much vitality, willpower, confidence we have when this is nice and strong, burning bright. Not aesthetically what it looks like, but internally. Okay, so we get this nice and stoked, and then we can, allow ourselves to really fire. Okay, so people with pregnancies, you're never going to contract, okay? You're just going to work with the breath, because there's the cues in Forrest, which is hold the breath, exhale. You're also not going to hold your breath, okay, for pregnancies. You're just going to inhale, exhale. You're going to squish with the thighs. Okay, so hopefully you've got a rolled up blanket. I'm going to just grab my towel because it works just as well. So you've got your rolled up towel or your rolled up blanket, and you can place this in between your thighs. So it's just really nice to work the closed chain reaction. As you squish it between your thighs, you are working your inner thigh adductor muscles, and also, if you are expecting, this is really good exercise to do. So let me just explain if anybody is expecting. When you do this abs with a roll pose. You're going to keep your feet on the floor. Everybody's going to have their legs straight up in the air. You would keep your feet on the floor. You would inhale, curl the tailbone, exhale, squeeze your thighs. Okay, that would be your exercise. The cues that I'm going to say is going to be different for other people, but you would be inhale into the navel, exhale, tuck your tail so you can press your lower back into the floor and squeeze the roll. So you'll be continuing to do this and then you would release again. Inhale, tuck the tail, exhale, squeeze the roll. Okay, so everybody else, your legs are up in the air, your elbows are pointing up towards the ceiling. Ready for abs with a roll. Let me just tie up my hair so it doesn't get in the way. We are stoking the fire, the juices in Manipura. Yellow, fire, vitality, strength. Let's go. Inhale into your low back. Hold the breath, tuck your tail, squeeze the roll. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders skywards. Pull your belly button down. Inhale, lift your shoulder blades up off the floor. Exhale, tuck your tail a second time. Squeeze the roll, pull the belly down. Inhale, head, shoulders come down. Keep your legs up, hold the breath. Tuck your tail, squeeze the roll. Exhale, head, shoulders lift skywards. Pull the belly button down. Inhale, lift your shoulder blades up. Reach your elbows to touch the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your tail again. Squeeze the block or the roll. Pull the belly down. Inhale, head, shoulders come down. Hold the breath. Curl the tail, squeeze the break or the roll. Exhale, head, shoulders lift up. Pull belly down. Now inhale, reach the elbows higher and the feet higher. Exhale, tuck tail. Squeeze sit bones. Squeeze the roll. Are you shaking? Pull the belly down. Good. Inhale. Head, shoulders come down. Whoopsie. Hold the breath. I hope you can see me. Curl the tailbone. Squeeze the roll. Exhale. Lift head, shoulders up. Pull belly down. Reach elbows higher. Reach feet higher. Squeeze the sit bone. Squeeze the roll. Pull the belly down. Inhale. Let everything come down. Feet down. Head and shoulders down. Put your hands on your belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Let that all go. Again, take a deep breath into the belly. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Keep the roll between the thighs. Have your feet hip distance closer to the bottom. Touch your fingers to your heels. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tuck your tail. Lift your hips, lift your belly button, lift your chest. So now you're in your bridge. Bridge with a roll between the thighs. Everybody take a deep breath in. Feel your rib cage expand. Exhale, tuck your tail, squeeze the roll. Keep reaching your knees away from you. So you're working the inner thighs. So good. Really strengthening this whole area. Very important because this has got to do a lot with our safety. And when we're experiencing, when we don't have control, like what's happening right now, we don't really know what's happening. It's never happened to us before. And this chakra, base chakra, Muladhara chakra, is quite affected. It's got to do with our primal urges, our primal needs, our safety, our most basic needs like home, shelter, food, certain things that we're not able to get at the moment. It really does affect us. It almost like, it challenges us in that sense. So take a few deep breaths, really, really focusing on strengthening the grounding sensation through squeezing into the roll, reaching the knees, stabilizing through this area, using the breath to really fire up through Manipura. 2 more breaths. So you're tucking the tailbone to lengthen the low back each time. So you're decompressing the low back, the lumbar area. Take 1 more breath. Now take a deep breath in, up into heart space. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your tail, lower your upper back down, pause. Take a deep breath into Manipura, fire. Exhale, tuck the tail, middle back down, pause. Take a deep breath into Swadhisthana and Manipura, so the basal ones. Exhale, tuck tail all the way. Keeping the roll in between your thighs. Roll onto your left side. And then come into a turbo dog. Right, so turbo dog. If you don't have a roll between the thighs, you still haven't managed to get up and go fetch a towel and roll it up, you could even use a toilet roll if you have any spare. Okay. Your hands are shoulder width, your fingers are spread, your knees and feet are hip distance, curl the toes under. Take a deep breath in, bend your elbows, lift your upper back, and then exhale, lift your knees hip. So in your turbo dog, you want to have your feet a little bit closer to your hands. So it's not like wide, like a regular kind of down dog. You want it a bit closer, so then you can bend your elbows a little bit. Your elbows don't touch the floor, they're just an inch or so off the floor, and it starts to feel a bit intense, it starts to burn. Engage the Manipura chakra, upward flying belly, Uddiyana Bandha, and then lift up through your tailbone. Squeeze the root, and squeezing the roll, activate through the Mula Bandha, the root lock. Soften your neck, and spread your fingers wide. Take 2 more breaths. Wrap the shoulders to the armpits. Switch on those muscles. Exhale, bend your knees. Take embryo. Forehead to the floor, rest your arms. Just relax a few moments. Take 2 more breaths. And then gently sit back up onto your heels. Okay, so this one I like to demo always, even if I'm teaching my regular students at 6:45, Wednesdays and Thursdays at Finsbury Park. You guys know how to do it, but sometimes there's new students in the class, and it's quite a difficult one to kind of pick up. So traditional style, we do like knees, chest, chin, and it's a back bend sensation, right? But in Forrest yoga, because one of the basic moves is called tucking tailbone, because, you know, some people have a bit of like hyperlordosis going on. Maybe you've got back pain because you're not, you know, engaging abs. And abs engagement is easier when you work on tucking the tailbone, because you engage that to keep the tailbone down. And this tucking tailbone is not good for everybody. Some people have the opposite, where it's kind of like that anyway. So it doesn't work for everybody. But let me show you what I mean. When you come into a plank pose after you've done the first sun salutation, well, half sun salutation, from your plank pose, instead of going knees, chest, chin, you bring your knees down. Now your pelvis is like that. So you're going to tuck your tailbone, and you're going to come forward, bending your elbows in with a flat back. And then on your inhale, coming into your Cobra with a relaxed neck. So that teaches you that when we do B series, you can do your Chaturanga, because already you've tucked your tailbone for that, and your spine is straight, and then you're coming into your up dog. Instead of, you know, Chaturanga kind of collapsing and getting into your lumbar. Alright, come to the top of your mat, everybody. So we can move through some suns. People that are pregnant, please have your feet hip distance apart. And also when you're doing your forward bends, make sure there's space. When we're doing the sun salutation, moving into a Cobra, you could stay on your knees and do a back bend like that, like a kind of cat-cow sensation. Never press into your belly. I'm sure you know that, just a little bit of a reminder. Okay, bring your feet together, everybody. Bring your hands in prayer at your chest. Have a look down, lift up your 10 toes and spread them. Notice what happens to your thighs. They activate because now you've activated your feet. This is another one of Forrest Yoga basic moves, is feet active. Helps to lift the inner arch of your foot. Helps to stabilize your ankle, your knee, your hips, all the way through your spine. So hands in prayer, roll shoulders back, tuck tailbone. On your inhale, raise the arms up, spread your fingers. As you exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, step back, left leg, knee down, and then reach the arms up, telescoping the ribs. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, plank pose. Modified Chaturanga, drop your knees, tuck your tailbone down, elbows in, lower yourself down to the floor. Inhale, Cobra pose, neck relaxed. Exhale, downward facing dog, or you can do turbo dog. Inhale, look forward, step your left leg forward, lunge, drop your right knee down, reach the arms up. Tuck your tailbone to decompress the low back. Feel this lovely stretch through your hip flexor and your quadricep. Exhale, hands down, step into a forward fold at the top of your mat, relax your neck. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step your right leg back, lunge, drop the knee, reach the arms up. Take a moment in your lunge, just figure out, are you collapsing a little bit there? Tailbone tucked, engaging the muscles. Shoulders wrapped. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, plank. Modified chaturanga, drop the knees, tuck the tailbone, elbows in, lower yourself down. Modified chaturanga, inhale, cobra. Exhale into your turbo dog. Elbows bent in turbo dog, so you feel your serratus muscles, serratus anterior, and your rhomboids, your lats stretching on. Inhale, look forward, step your right leg forward, come into your lunge. Reach the arms up. Lift the bottom ribs away from the hips and the pelvis. Exhale, hands down, step to your forward fold, relax your neck. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands prayer. I'm going to be on the other side of the mat just to give a different perspective. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg back, lunge, drop your knee down, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands. Inhale, plank. Exhale, modified chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale into turbo dog, or stick to down dog if you're not feeling the turbo dog. Inhale, lunge, left leg forward, right knee down, reach the arms. Exhale, fold, top of the mat, feet side by side. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands prayer. Inhale, arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg, knee down, lunge, arms up. Exhale, hands down, plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, modified chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, turbo or down dog. Inhale, lunge, right leg, left knee down, arms up. Exhale, fold, top of the mat, neck relaxed. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands prayer. Okay, so before we go into the B series, we're going to do a little kind of exercise. I'm not really sure if you've eaten a lot today. I haven't really eaten today because I've been teaching all day long, so it's okay. But like if you've had a really, really big lunch and you're feeling, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, then you don't have to do it. Otherwise, it's quite nice. It's really good to do this in the morning, and I do miss doing it with my early morning yogis. So this is something that you can do tomorrow morning as well. I'll just cover it if you have forgotten about it. Alright, so it's called Agni Sada. So Agni obviously is the fire, okay, and the Sada is the transformation of that fire. So it's like snapping the belly button backwards and forwards. I'm actually wanting to hiccup because I'm quite hungry. So you're going to have your feet probably about hip distance apart. Your hands are going to be onto your thighs and elbows are going to be straight. So if you do this with your arms bent, you don't have much traction in your spine. The more you can lock out your elbows, the more you can traction your spine, allowing your belly to be nice and relaxed so you can flop it backwards and forwards. It's like Kapalabhati, but you're not exhaling. You're just exhaling once with the breath out. You're moving the belly backwards and forwards. Very similar to Nauli, but except you're not going in a churning sensation, just going backwards and forwards. In, out, in, out, in, out. Okay. So you can do it with me, or you can watch me as I do one, and then we can do it together. So first of all, I'll just do it without talking, or I'll talk you through, and then I'll do it without talking. So your hands go here, you exhale everything fully through the mouth. Once the breath is out, you're going to lock out your elbows. With your elbows locked, you're going to let the belly go out and in, out and in, okay? Without talking. Okay, I'm going to do it again. You can do it with me. Inhale, forcibly through the mouth. Alright, ready? Let's go. Right, so flexibility of the muscles and that is really gotten a little bit tight. It's been a while since I've done that. 2 months of holiday, eating, drinking, all of that jazz. But this is the best way to help with detoxification. Right, so come to the top of your mat once again, everybody. Feet together, hands in prayer. B series with vignettes. On your next inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left leg forward. Drop your right knee down on the floor. Keep your right hand on the floor. Inhale, circle your left arm forward. So very simple pose, easy twisting lunge. Why I love this pose is because it's simple. I mean, intricate poses are also cool, but simple poses are awesome because it's like you don't really have to concentrate what you're doing. You just want to focus on the simple fact that you are grounding through your left foot, your toes are lifted, you're feeling an inner arch lift, the stabilizing through your ankle, your knee, and you're pulling your inner thighs towards the left calf. And then most important is that you're relaxing your neck. Most of you are probably looking up right now. I know my regulars aren't. You know now how comforting and how beneficial it is to relax the neck and the jaw. Give yourself a break and be excessively kind with yourself. Your fingers are spread, your hand is active. Be careful this knee doesn't fall to the side. Squeeze the knee inwards. One more breath. Exhale, left hand comes down. Step back into your plank. And then exhale your knees down all the way onto your front. So this first one is going to be boat with shoulder shrugs. Now in Forrest Yoga, boat is not Navasana like, triangle park with the abs. It's different because we have boat series, which will be everything on the tummy. There's a boat series, there's like 5 or 6. So this boat that I'm going to teach you is boat with shoulder shrugs. It's to work into the upper, the middle, the lower shoulder blades, to release the tension we hold in our upper back. So your arms come out like cactus or goalpost arms, and you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades, your shoulders and your elbows together as you drag it down. When you're doing this, you're going to be in this position, which is called boat position, almost like a Shavasana position. And everything is going to lift up. Your legs are squeezing together. Your neck is relaxed. So you're never doing this with your head jolted up like this. You want to keep the back of the neck long. Okay, so everybody lie down onto your backs. I'm going to be in this position. Lie down onto your tummies. I'm going to be in this position just so you can see that my shoulders and everything is definitely doing something. Okay? Squeeze your legs. Squeeze your feet. Everybody take a deep breath. Inhale, lift everything up. And as you exhale, squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze your elbows, drag it down. I'm demonstrating on my tummy the way you should be looking. Goalpost arms, legs together. Inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, squeeze your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your elbows, drag down. Again, inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, squeeze your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your elbows, drag down. 2 more. I'm coming up again, stay on your bellies. Everybody inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, squeeze your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your elbows, drag down. 1 more, inhale, lift up. Exhale, squeeze your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your elbows, squeeze, drag down. Wonderful, everyone. Hands under your shoulders, take a deep breath into the back of the heart. Exhale, lift your hips up, come into your downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. You always have the choice to relax in an embryo if you need to. Embryo, aka child pose. Oops. Alright, if you're in a child pose, embryo, come back into your down dog or stay if you want to a little bit longer. Inhale, look forward, step your right leg forward into a lunge, drop your left knee down. Keep your left hand on the floor, inhale, circle your right arm forward and up. Relax your neck. You can even look down towards your right foot, make sure it's active. So a dead foot is nothing happening. Active foot is toes lifted, spread. And then just notice how your arch lifts. Honestly, like, I have naturally got such flat feet, and this is the only way really that my foot arch has lifted, by working with active feet. I even do it even when I'm not practicing Forrest. It's like a natural kind of thing. So sometimes people look down at my feet like very perplexed. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got my active feet. Don't worry, it's not a birth defect. This is just active feet. Your fingers are spread, your neck is relaxed, your jaw is soft. The breath is powerful. 2 more breaths. That right thigh, inner thigh squeeze into the midline of the body. Exhale, right hand comes down, step back into your plank. And then lower yourself down. Now, this is really nice if you do have your blanket. So I'm going to just grab my rolled up towel. So even if you don't have one with you, you might want to grab a piece of clothing like a sweater or whatever. I mean, you're at home, you should have something soft, right? So you want to put your rolled up mat or rolled up towel underneath your belly. And once again, if you have eaten a lot today, this might not feel so great, so you don't have to do it with the towel if you've eaten a lot. Okay, so this is Cobra push-ups with a roll. So you're going to bring your hands under your shoulders like normal Cobra, fingers spread, shoulders away from the ears, elbows hugged in. You can lay over the roll and just see like, okay, I can do this, or whoa, this is really not comfortable. I feel like I'm going to throw up. Okay. Also, people who are having moon time, you know, this might hurt because already you might have a bit of pain over there, so you might not want to do that. But alternatively, this can help, you know, with moon time, with pain. Right, so you're over the roll. Lift your right leg up a little bit, stretch the toes back, lay it down. Lift your left leg up, stretch the toes back, lay it down. So now you're that activation through the legs. Spread your fingers, relax your neck. Inhale, press your hands into the floor, lift yourself up into your Cobra. Draw your shoulders down, squeeze your elbows in, keep the legs active. See if you can tuck the tailbone a little bit. It's like this kind of sensation. It's quite difficult. Alright, now use your hands as you exhale, feel energetically as your wrist, your heel of your palm pulls towards you. It doesn't move, and lowering down. Your low ribs over the roll, your mid ribs over the roll, your upper ribs over the roll. And then again, push your hands into the floor, lift yourself up. Draw your shoulders back, elbows in, tuck the tail, low ribs over the roll, mid ribs over the roll, upper ribs over the roll. Again, inhale, press your abdominal muscles into the roll, use your arms to lift yourself up, shoulders down, elbows in, exhale, low ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs. One more, inhale, press your hands into the floor, lift up, shoulders back, elbows in, and then exhale, low ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs. Good. Hands under the shoulders, inhale, upper back, exhale, push back into your down dog. 5 breaths in your down dog will take your embryo. Let your neck relax. Take a deep breath in and flutter your lips. Take another deep breath in and flutter your lips. Good. Inhale, step your left foot forward, come to a lunge. Now this is where you might want to use your blanket again. I've put mine away. Come back here. Or you could even double pad your mat, you know, make it a little bit of a padding under your knee. Okay, so you want to, not too high, that's too high. Okay, so you want to have soft padding under your knee if your knee is sensitive. You might shuffle your left foot a little bit towards the left and forward slightly, so there's a wider gap between your left heel and your right knee. Now lunge forward a little bit. Put your left hand onto your thigh to protect yourself, and and then lift up your right leg. Squeeze your heel to your bum. So this is lunge H to the B, lunge heel to butt. Okay, so really lunge into it. Just pay attention. Some people have the knee going beyond the ankle, but that's because maybe they have a very advanced practice. I know my teacher, Forrest, her knee is way beyond. So, I mean, you know, if I would always advise knee above the ankle, but if you have an advanced practice, you've been practicing like that forever, by all means. But otherwise, I always teach knee above the ankle. Okay, squeeze your heel to your bum with both hands if that's available to you. Otherwise, keep your one hand onto your left thigh or even your forearm. But if your forearm is on your thigh, use it to pull the ribs away from the thigh, not collapsing forward like that. And breathe. So the sensation that you should be really feeling into right now is a deep stretch down your right thigh. Your hip flexor is opening, your quadricep is getting a good stretch. And you're not sticking your bum out. So you could work tucking the tailbone a little bit here to increase that stretch and intensity into your right thigh hip flexor. If you find your left leg is wobbling a little bit, you can lift your left toes up. Just notice how that stops you from wobbling. One more deep breath. Exhale, release the foot down and step back into your plank. And then slowly lower yourself down, knees down, tuck tail, lower all the way onto your front. Bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, exhale, lift everything up. Without your neck getting involved. So you don't want to hike your neck up like this. Yeah, traditional style is cool. You know, I practice both. And it is nice to do, but also nice to relax the back of the neck. Why not? Give it a go. One more breath. Exhale, release. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, press back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Flutter the lips. Inhale. Step your right leg forward. Lunge. Drop your left knee down. I'm just turning myself the other way. So I've got space because the wall is here in the way. Lunge H to the B. Lunge heel to the butt. Shuffle your right foot slightly towards the edge or slightly forward into the right. So you've got a wider gate. Lunge. Remember, knee above the ankle, grab your left foot, squeeze your heel to your bum, use both hands if that's available to you, or your right hand onto your right thigh support or forearm. Use the pressure so you're not collapsing ribs but pulling them in. Tailbone is not sticking out, tailbone down, feel into the stretch in your left hip flexor, into the left quad. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And deep breaths in and deep breaths out. So these practices, these poses that we're doing today, you know, we are being gentle with ourselves. We're not doing anything crazy like, you know, sometimes we do some arm balances and things like that. So today, really being kind to oneself, knocking it back a few notches from how we maybe regularly practice. And this whole thing is teaching us to be a bit more slower, right? A bit more gentler. Remember, your feet active will help you find stability through your front ankle. 2 more breaths. Exhale, bring that left foot down. Step back into your plank. So come to plank pose and hold your plank. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Now, exhale chaturanga or modified with your knees. Inhale to your up dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then bend your knees. Excuse me, and sit back onto your heels. Okay, so backbends is the name of the game today. This works really well if you have a wall. And at some of my studios where I teach Forrest, there's ballet bars all along the walls because they teach bar and those kinds of classes there. So it's a bit like, oh, can't do any wall work with my people. Some studios are covered with mirrors, which is not safe. So hopefully, you know, if you're at your house and you have like a spare wall, let's make use of that. Okay, so I've got lots of lights here. I'm sure I'm going to get tangled up in them. Right, so this is the pose. It's really, really nice one to do if you are struggling to do Urdhva your upward facing wheel. If you don't want to do any kind of upward facing wheels today, you can take a bridge pose, and you can even use your block or your blanket underneath your hips to make it restorative. Even if you have a bolster, you could even use your bolster. So I'm sure if you do own a bolster, you'll know what to do with it. Okay, let me just show you your poses. So you're coming into a bridge. If you've got a block, you can place it underneath the sacrum. If you don't have a block, you could put the blanket there, or you could even use your hands, or you could just keep squeezing your inner thighs and just have your arms straight. Okay, so those of you that are comfortable doing your upward facing wheel, your hands go under your shoulders, and then you're coming into your upward facing wheel. When you're in your wheel, a little bit more of hip opening, you can put your left ankle on top of your right thigh, and your foot kind of hangs off the edge of the leg as you push the knee down and feel a nice click into your hip. It's quite comfortable. Not for everybody, but it's a nice opening. Then you change sides, you're coming down. I would say about 3 breaths each side. Okay? So before you do any of this, I'm just showing what you're going to do. This is how Forrest yoga works. Kind of show you the options, because you know you're all adults and then you can pick one. Okay, so if you struggle to do your upward facing wheel, if you have a wall, have a look what I've done with my blocks. If you have books, then you can use books. Make sure they are the same height. I've got some nice books actually, which will be perfect. Okay, no, they're not exactly the same height, but they're thick. One is this and one's that. They need to be the same. So you're going to put that on the skirting board. And you're going to put your head in between the blocks. Then put your fingers hanging off the edges of the blocks, heel of the palm into the blocks, feet hip distance, toes active. Inhale, press your heel of your palm down. Exhale, lift up. So that's you coming into your Urdhva. Turn in, coming down. So that is quite a nice way to come into it if you're struggling to use your arms to push yourself up. It helps to use blocks. Okay, so go ahead, whichever one you've decided you want to go for, and take 5 breaths. This is the apex pose. So maybe, you know, in sticking with the theme of the class, be extremely gentle with yourself. Maybe all of you are in this one right now. Relaxing in a restorative back bend. Or even better, you've got your bolster or your cushion. So we're going to come out of this one for the final pose. So if you've got your brick there, lift it out and tuck your tail, slowly come down. And then take your palms on the floor, swing your legs up and over your head. Oopsie, that's my pot, that's the bell actually. Come into a plow. Put your hands into your low back and bend your knees. So you're coming into your deaf man pose, your Pradipidasana. I just came out of it because it sounds really funny when I'm trying to talk, because it's quite a compression, but really, really nice compression, compressing into that throat lock. That's also very difficult to do if you've been on holiday and you've been eating everything and drinking everything in sight. So daily practice is always the best. That's why it's so important that we've got this beautiful platform that we can do our yoga. Maybe you can still see me. Okay. So from your Pradipidasana, your deaf man pose, straighten your legs, put your palms flat on the floor, and then slowly start to roll yourself out, vertebra by vertebra. Once your hips touch the floor, then slowly start to lower your legs to the floor for our final supine twist. Forrest style is very gentle spinal twist. Bend both of your knees up and just hug your knees. Then roll both of your knees over towards the left side. And I'm going to turn my camera down a little bit. Boom. There we go. So both your knees over to the left side and put your left hand on your right rib cage. And don't worry about looking over your right shoulder. You just want to keep your neck from twisting too much. Breathe into your right ribs. Inhale, arms back to goalpost. Bring the knees to the center, and then exhale, roll them to the opposite direction. You might need to just shuffle yourself a little bit. Bring your right hand onto your left ribs. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, relax your legs, relax your arms. Come into your final Shavasana. Just let your body be fully supported by the floor. Scan your body, especially that area that you're connected to with the Shivananda breath. Just notice, does it feel different? But don't get attached to that at the same time. If it doesn't feel different, if you feel nothing, it doesn't matter. Just observe. Often we just need somebody talking to assure us that the thoughts in our mind are not crazy, or they're not, the thoughts are not alone and singular. The thoughts are collectively, we feel into other people's thoughts. That's why we think our thoughts. So maybe just when somebody's talking and, bringing these or voicing these thoughts that are in their mind, it connects to the thoughts that are in your mind, and that brings us closer. So really important just to be able to be open. So for the last couple of minutes, just let your body relax. Absolute silence, nothing to do. Hearing the birds outside. Just listening to the evening bird song. Stay where you are. Don't move. gently start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze your knees into your chest. And give yourself a nice big hug. So imagine you're hugging your friends and your family, those which you've not seen in a while, and how much you're going to feel when you actually do get to hug them again. How special and sacred it's going to be. How special and sacred it always has been if we had only realized. Bring your hands in prayer at the center of your chest. Coming up to sit. Roll onto your left side if you've not already. And come up to sit in a comfortable position with hands in Anjali Mudra. We'll finish with one Om on the exhale to seal the practice. Take a very deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you for joining. Tuesdays 12:30 till 1:30, more Forrest, and next Sunday again. Have a beautiful week, everybody. Keep yourself strong mentally, physically and spiritually. Stay connected. Love you lots. Send me messages.